right, hello everybody. Thank you for joining. I am Riley with the T Storm Chasers, and we're going to take a look at your forecast. But before we do, here is a brief word from our sponsors at Cube Portable Storage.
What are you doing?
Decluttering?
Moving? Remodeling? In need of temporary storage, emergency cleanup, or just need to declutter? Cube Portable Storage has the perfect solution. Rent your Cube Portable Storage container today.
And don't forget, they got roll-off dumpsters for the other stuff. Call Cube Storage for all your moving needs.
Alright guys, let's jump into today's video. We got temps in the teens and 20s here in South Dakota. We got 14 up in Aberdeen. We got 16 in Pierre. We got 21 in Rapid City. We got 23 in Sioux Falls. It is a chilly morning out there. We got 30s and 40s down here in Nebraska and Iowa here. 32 in Omaha, 30 in North Platte. 46 down here in the southeast corner of Nebraska. 37 in Des Moines. 46 in Davenport. And then up in Minnesota, teens and 20s as well. 28 in the cities, 21 in Marshall, 16 in St. Cloud. So that is your latest on your current conditions. We don't have any snow or anything like that. Let's go ahead and show you guys the latest here. And let's jump right into the model runs here. Alright, so here is the latest here. Let's take a look at the latest temperatures here. Today we'll warm up to the mid-40s in Sioux Falls. It'll be warmer out in western South Dakota, upper 50s to low 60s. And then down in Nebraska will be warmer as well. Iowa will be in the 40s and 50s. And then Minnesota will be in the 30s and 40s. And then for tonight, overnight lows will be in the 30s. And then for your day tomorrow, how about that? We got 62, low 60s for a high in Sioux Falls, as well as most of South Dakota here, going to be sitting in the low 60s, although northeastern South Dakota will be stuck in the 50s, but still, that's really, really nice for this time of the year. It's well above average. 60s and 70s down in Nebraska, and then 60s down in Iowa. And then for Thursday, it only gets better. We got upper 60s to low 70s in the Sioux Falls area. We got 60s in Minnesota. We got 60s in Iowa. And then we got 70s in central South Dakota. And then down in Nebraska, you have very, very warm, mild air. And again, that's very much above average for this time of the year. And then Friday. Friday's the big day. We're going to have temps here once again, upper 60s to low 70s across our region. Now you notice a difference though. Out in western South Dakota, we got temps in the 20s and 30s. Meanwhile, you have 70s out in eastern South Dakota and into Iowa and Minnesota. So, anytime you have a clash zone like that, where you have temps in the 20s and 30s on the west side, and then on the east side, you got temps in the, near 70 degrees. Anytime you have a contrast like that, there's something big coming. There's going to be a big system, and at the very least, it's going to be a big cold front. But in this case, there's going to be a big low, and it's going to cool us down. So, again, obviously we've been talking about it for several days now. We've been talking about this system, as well as everybody else. All the big chasers are talking about it. All the big news stations are talking about it, covering it. And we're here to be a different outlet for you guys to get the latest up-to-date weather information. So that is what we're seeing here. And then after that, looking ahead to Saturday, Saturday is going to be very chilly. We're going to have temps in the 20s in eastern South Dakota, 29 in Sioux Falls, 20s in Minnesota, 20s in northwest Iowa. It's just going to be a lot different. It's going to be quite the contrast from a day. What a difference a day makes. You go from 70 degrees, and then on Saturday, it's going to be in the 20s. So, yeah, very, very cold there compared to what we've been seeing. And then same story on Sunday. Sunday's not going to be much better. We're going to have temps in the upper 20s to low 30s. Although farther west, central and western South Dakota will be in the 40s. So that is the latest there, and then taking us out, next Monday, sneak peek at early next week. We could bounce back with 40s and 50s and maybe some 60s returning out in western South Dakota. And then taking us out a week out, 50s returning for the Sioux Falls area. So that is the latest. Let's go ahead now and hear a brief word from our new sponsors at CE Construction.
From roofing to siding, CE Construction is setting the standard across North and South Dakota. Our expert team delivers quality, durability, and trust on every project. CE Construction, Dakotans helping Dakotans with their roofing and siding needs. Call or visit us online.
All right, and now we're going to jump into it, the nuts and bolts of this forecast here. So starting it out this week, today is going to be clear and quiet, not seeing anything in the weather department, and then same story tomorrow for Wednesday. Looking dry, clear, very nice day. And then, the warm-up starts tomorrow, and it'll last through Friday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are your really warm, mild days. Thursday, looking really nice again, clear, dry, and very warm. And then same story on Friday. Very, very nice weather. However, once we get into Friday evening, Friday night, this is the big story that everybody's talking about. Here it is. This is the latest European model. We have rain here going on, central South Dakota, southeastern South Dakota includes Sioux Falls, Nebraska, Iowa, Colorado, Kansas, Missouri. On the front side of this system, Friday, there could very well be and most likely going to be severe weather on the front side of this. Now, this is mainly central and eastern portions of Iowa, and then farther to the south, in Missouri and Arkansas. That is where the severe weather parameters look to be at this time. And then, as you can see, that big low pressure, 979, when you get a number that big, that is very, very potent and very strong of a low. And then we got snow on the back side of this. Western South Dakota is going to be seeing snow on the back side of this storm. Also probably some freezing rain as well, kind of in that in-between zone with that area shaded in pink. And then, rain as well in Sioux Falls. I think Sioux Falls could get some good measurable rainfall out of this system. And then on Saturday, obviously there it is, eastern South Dakota, snow on the back side of this. So Sioux Falls looks like we'll get some snow out of this. Whether we get a lot of accumulation, that is very much up in the air. I don't think Sioux Falls will get very much snow, but the way this forecast is looking, but maybe 1 to 2 inches looks like right now, if we were to say that. But it's still too early yet to determine that, but just based on what we're seeing on the models, probably 1 inch or 2. And then that system will clear on out by Sunday, and Sunday looks very much quiet. So, the system, more or less, it looks like it's just going to be a severe weather maker farther to the south and east of us. Looks to be the main threat out of this, the main story. Because the snow portion, there will be snow on the back side of this. Now, the wind is also going to be a factor. Now, in these areas that get snow, there could very well be blizzard-like conditions, with the strong winds on the back side of this low. And then, with this snow, that could definitely cause issues. But we're not here to hype this up any more than it has to be. And we're not here to blow it out of proportion. And, there's a lot of social media accounts out there, a lot of pages out there that are trying to hype this up, saying it's the biggest system of the year, biggest system ever. It's just a lot of lies are being spewed out there right now. We're not about that. We want to give you guys the latest weather information. And, what we're using here is the European model, which is being used by tons of meteorologists out in the country and the world. Everybody, they all use it. We're just here to show you guys what we are seeing here on the models, and then, you guys judge for yourselves what you guys think with this forecast. But, we're definitely looking at a big system here Friday and Saturday across our area. Really, it's the entire upper Midwest here. It's not just affecting us, it's affecting, North Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Nebraska, Kansas, Wyoming, Colorado, Missouri. So that is the latest here from T-Storm Chasers. Again, we wanted to bring another video here to give you guys the latest information on this winter / just big storm that will be coming through our area again Friday and Saturday. Please be up to date on the weather. Please stay safe out there, especially during that time. And again, we'll continue to provide you guys the latest weather information as we get them. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials, Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We'll bring you guys the latest. Stay safe out there.